of our very special Valley members. She's been here. She's an OG, and she's contributed so much to the life and culture of Valley. And I've got a lot of stories about this Valley member. I think the first time I met her, she was in high school, so she snuck into Valley. And then she invited me to come to speak at a fellowship of Christian athletes in her high school. And I was unbelievably impressed because I showed up to this high school, and it was just a bunch of high school kids that she had gathered for like a 30-minute lunch break. And they came, sat down in the gym, and I just shared the gospel with them, and then they ran off to their classes afterwards. And I distinctly left that afternoon thinking, just what an incredible young woman who has her head on straight and understands what I just read in 1 Peter 2, that I am here to proclaim the excellencies of him who saved me and drew me out of darkness into light. So she's on a secular school campus just going, how do I share the gospel with my classmates? It's really cool. So we're going to hear from her tonight. Welcome, please, Valley, Yoyo. Valero, soon to be Yoyo Tillman. Talk about that, Yoyo. You're a Valero, but you're about to be a Tillman.
3 months.
Wow,
Tomorrow.
It's incredible.
I know.
Good job, Egan, asking the question. You set the hook. It's good. Yo-Yo, thanks for coming up.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a little bit of your story? You came into Valley, and we knew you as JV's little sister. Mm-hmm. And now where's JV even? Nobody even knows.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody even knows.
I know. They don't understand.
They don't understand. Tell us a little bit about, you grew up at Grace.
Yeah.
Kind of? Grace baby or not exactly?
I call myself a Grace child
good.
because we grew up in a Pentecostal church when I was, really young, but we came here when I was in 3rd grade. So I was like 8, 9. Yeah.
And real quick, for those who know JV, this is just a little gift for the JV people. If you don't know JV, don't worry about this section. But give us a little bit of insight. Was it, because he's not here, was it difficult being a sister?
It was difficult being a sister, but it wasn't difficult being a friend. So.
Profound. Talk to us about, you grew up in the church. Mm-hmm. When did you come to meet Jesus? So
for me personally, it wasn't like one day I was like, this is the day. I can't tell you the day. I can't tell you the year. But I know I was a freshman in high school, and I know it was that summer before, I entered high school. So I was 14 maybe.
And why is that stand out to you? Was there this consciousness of mm-hmm. God in your life? Or?
It was almost like a progression. Yeah. The Lord was slowly changing my heart towards him, because before it was I hadn't wanted nothing to do with it really. Yeah. And then one day it was obviously not of my doing, but I wanted to know Jesus. And I wanted to love him.
Did you see your life hit a different trajectory from that point on?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Talk about that.
So before I came to know Jesus, my life was just, I'm going to live for whatever makes me happy. Yeah. And at the time, it was I'm going to, find someone to marry. I'm going to have kids, and that's going to be my purpose. That's going to be...
I mean, that kind of happened. You kind of got the guy. Anyway,
that's true.
Sorry.
That's going to be who I am, and whether or not that involves God or not, then... Right. Oh, well, because I grew up, knowing that, the Lord should be a part of your life. But to me, it was more of a moral high ground. This was just for, knowing good from bad. But then after that, my purpose is no longer for myself. I wasn't living for myself anymore. And that was just completely drastic.
Did you see? So, okay, that's amazing, because that is gospel transformation. There's ways you could whittle it down and talk about what happens when you're saved. But one of the predominant ones in Scripture is it frees you from the bondage of selfishness. How did you see that practically in your life? Mm-hmm. Did you see it in your relationships primarily?
Oh, yeah. I think it really shifted the way I viewed relationships and even friendships. I think growing up in a secular school, friendships were for me. What can they do for me? What can I get out of this? Yep. But then after that, it was I'm a witness now, right? I'm a witness to the love that the Lord has shown me, and now I'm serving them whether or not I benefit from it. Yeah. So it was mostly with my relationship with my friends, but also with my family, for sure.
That is so cool. If you were to ask your parents or even your older brother, mm-hmm. when do you think would they point to that kind of season of your life entering high school?
Yeah, because before, everyone knows, not everyone knows, but people who know JV, and he was saved at the time.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody knows JV. Yeah.
He was very much always pressing me and asking me where are you with Christ? Yeah. And before I was saved, it was don't ask me. I don't want to, like, just please, like, don't talk to me about it. Like, that was my attitude, my genuine attitude, because I knew where I stood. But then after, obviously, I wasn't like, don't ask me about it.
Right.
It became very different for them as well. So I'd say, yeah.
So you have done such an incredible job serving Valley, and I think you've put on display what it is to just faithfully come and not expect anything, not demand, like a show of position, but you just serve and you're just faithful and present. And it's been such a blessing to us. But now you are serving in more of a formal capacity. Formal is not the right word, but you're helping lead a Bible study, a small group.
Yes.
So talk about that. Talk about
Just a small group?
Yeah, what it is, when do you meet, what you guys are going through, that kind of thing.
Well, I help lead the small group of Valley of Vision with Kate, Aiden, and also Egan.
Give it up. Give it up.
It meets on Tuesdays at 7 at the Pro House. And honestly, it's just been so, even though we're like the leaders, right? It has been such a learning curve for me, just learning from everyone else, leader or not a leader. Because I think you never stop being a student of the Bible and of everyone else. So it's just a really great way to talk to other people about where they are with the Lord. It's not like we don't go through questions of like, so how was, did you evangelize today? We just read through the Valley of Vision, a prayer, and we're just like, so, what did you think? What questions do you have? And then we kind of just answer each other's questions, and that has been so encouraging.
That is so cool. We're so grateful for you, Yo-Yo. And how can we be praying for you, especially as you got 3 months till the big day?
Well, I think right now it's just praying to be a faithful servant to not only my future husband, but just to like the body of, because now Valley is growing, and I feel like I've been here for long enough. Like I just want to be faithful to everybody and friendly to everybody. And obviously now that I'm taking on this role, I want to grow as that friend.
That's cool. I'm going to cite something Joey said once about marriage, because so often people, especially in our culture, but don't blame it on our culture, it's just our hearts. When we get into that zone of focusing on marriage, we can become really self-centered because it's your special day, it's your special time, it's your special season. And yet the beauty about being in a community of the church and having a relationship where you're pursuing marriage and you've got your sights set on that. Joey said once that when you get married, your wedding day is the first opportunity you have to serve others as a couple.
Yes.
And so you continuing to see your relationship and your coming marriage as an opportunity to still serve. And you guys have exemplified that so well, individually and together. So we're so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Yo-Yo, thanks for sharing your
of course.
story. Get up for Yo-Yo. Thanks. Let me pray for you. Let me pray for Yo-Yo, and then is it okay? You can go back. Well, the prayer still counts if you're down. You know what? You're going to come back up in a minute, right? And Josh is? No, come on up. Yeah, because he's going to lead us in 2 more songs.